Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. I hope you are doing really well. It's good old favourites and fails time again. I love watching these videos. I love making these videos. I personally find them really helpful myself to film, if that makes sense, because I don't know, it makes me sort of actually look back on what I've been using and what do I reach for every day. It kind of makes you think about it a little bit more, and I'll be perfectly honest, I was kind of a bit like, oh, about filming today, and I was like, oh, okay, come on. You know, I was in like comfy socks. I mean, full disclosure, still very much in the comfy socks. I was in that kind of comfy socks, I was in a hoodie, and I was like, hand on my hair, and I was like, oh, can I be bothered? But then I remembered it was like favourites and fails, and I was like, this is quite an easy video, you know, in terms of like, I just need to, you know, grab the bits and chat about them, and you know, it's nice. And then my husband made me a cup of tea in my favourite spotty mug, and you know what? Today is on the up. So just a little bit of an update on my video from last week, which I will have linked up above for you, but I didn't get a chance to use the grey eyeliner in that video, and it's actually the eyeliner that I have on today, and I have to say I love it. It's really smudgeable, and when you smudge it, it does sheer out quite a lot. So my only criticism of it is that I did have to kind of smudge it out and then rebuild it a bit. But to be honest, I would much rather it be like that than not move. Do you know what I mean? You get some eyeliners that you put them on and you try and smudge them and they're just like, no, you put me here, you have to cope with me being here for the whole time, and that's just really annoying, and I prefer a little bit more of a smoked out look. So yeah, big love on that one. I will see how long it wears for, just because it is quite a soft pencil, but so far it hasn't like smudged, or I mean, other than the smudging I did, it hasn't like transferred onto my lid or anything like that, and I've just been playing with the puppy for like 20 minutes. So, you know, if it was gonna start smudging, I feel like it would have done. But yes, anyway, let's crack on. If you see me slouching in videos, then comment and remind me to sit up straight, because I keep finding myself just gradually doing this. And if at one point, well, basically when I'm editing, then I'll come to it and like my head is like here, because I've just gone like so much. It's not good. Elevate, good posture. So to kick off on a positive note, the first two things I want to talk about are both moisturisers, and they're kind of at the opposite end of the spectrum, which is why I thought it'd be quite good to talk about them together. The first one is this Maui Moisture Body Care Detoxifying and Volcanic Ash Body Lotion for rough, dull skin, and then this got the longest explanation in the world. But this is by, I mean, Maui Moisture, we know I am obsessed with their hair oil, the coconut one. Absolutely love it, used it on my hair today. Still a dream. So when I saw this, I was actually going to pick up just another bottle of the Garnier body moisturiser that I very much enjoyed. But then I saw this one and I was like, you know what, let's try something new. I have a bit of a hit and miss relationship with Maui products in general. Now, this one I really like now, but I didn't like it when I first got it. And the reason why is that I don't think, again, this is a similar theme with their products. They're good, but they're not good in the way that they claim that they're good, if that makes sense. I don't find this a particularly intense moisturiser. It feels very nice and thick and luxurious when it goes on the skin, but I actually found that on my legs especially, this actually wasn't quite moisturising enough. However, for my arms and my upper body, it's absolutely perfect, because I don't get as much dry skin there, and I love the smell of this. It smells absolutely divine. So it's a really good moisturiser, but kind of not in the way that it claims, if that makes sense. So yes, really have been enjoying this, but if you're looking for a really intense moisturiser, this may not be for you, but this one might just be. So I was trying to work out if I'd talked about this before on my channel, and I don't think I have. I think I've talked about it on my other channel, because I use this to keep my fingertips and hands in good condition, basically. And it's the Dr. Paw Original Balm Multi-Purpose Soothing Balm with Natural Paw. And this is actually, the texture of it is really strange, because it's almost solid when you squeeze it out, and then it kind of melts down a little bit and almost feels a bit Vaseline-y. So initially you're kind of like, ugh, greasy, and I hate that feeling. I love this, so bear with. But I use this to keep my fingertips in good condition. I play the viola for a living, and that means that we can get quite a lot of like calluses, and just the skin can kind of just get beaten up a little bit. So this just keeps them in really like moisturized and not dry. And I also tend to get a lot of dry skin around the edges of my nails, like my cuticles, because I do use gel nail varnish, and in order to get it off you have to use some quite harsh chemicals. So just all of these things combined mean that my fingertips can often be looking a little bit sorry for themselves. But this stuff is absolutely amazing. And the other thing I love this for is just using them on my feet, particularly as we're going into winter. My heels can get really dry and they can actually crack, which is really, really painful. You're like trying to walk around, you're like hobbling around. But this completely prevents that for me. And I actually got this from HomeSense, I believe. So I think you can find it in HomeSense, TK Maxx, places like that. But honestly, I've had this for probably a good couple of years now, and I use it a lot. And I mean, I can squeeze it all the way down to about there. So I've probably got a good 2/3 of this product left, so it will last you a really, really long time. And yeah, cannot recommend highly enough. But yes, don't worry about it being greasy, because that soaks in really, really quick. Okay, so next up we have some base products. And as I've been getting a bit more work coming through the doors, you know, weddings are all happening, so it's been string quartetting galore recently. So I've actually been wearing more makeup in general, to be honest, because, you know, you want to look nice, you want to look professional. And so I've been getting back into using some base products that I actually haven't been using for a long time, because, you know, when you're leaving the house, I tend to just let my skin breathe. I let it do its thing. But the first thing I want to talk about is the e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer. Now, I bought this a while ago. I actually think I showed this in my first ever video on my channel, which was an e.l.f. haul, and loved it in that. And then just, you know, haven't really left the house a lot since, so hadn't had a huge amount of reason to use it. But I've been using it a lot over the last few weeks in conjunction with another product that I'll show you in a second, and it has just made the most beautiful finish. It's really moisturizing as well, so but it's quite mattifying. So I tend to use this sort of in my T-zone and down the sides of my nose, because those are the places I tend to get shiny and where any makeup that is on my skin is going to break down quite quickly. So I've been absolutely loving this again, and again, you only need to use the tiniest amount, and you know, it lasts all day, makes your makeup look great, really like locks your makeup in as well. So yes, big fan of this, and been very, very grateful for it, particularly on the hotter days. And then the product that I've been really enjoying using the putty primer with is actually the Bare Minerals Original Powder Foundation, and I have this in the shade Light. Now, this is actually a smaller pot that I got in a kind of kit, and again, I'm not going to tell you how long I've had this, because it is most definitely past its expiration date, but I mean, it's absolutely fine, and I'm only using it on myself, so it's fine. But I've been absolutely loving using this again. I think I went through a phase of wearing it a lot, and then for some reason I just kind of stopped and went into the more sort of BB creams and that kind of, you know, area. I think that's because I enjoy those more creamy products over the winter, whereas in the summer I like to use more powder-based products, just because, you know, shiny, greasy, we don't want any of that going on. But I've been using this whenever I've wanted a little bit more coverage. Just again, like I say, if I'm playing at a wedding or something, I'm going a little bit more glam with my makeup, so I do like to put a little bit more of a base on. And this has been fabulous. It lasts all day. It looks so beautiful on the skin. You can't even see it, and it just evens out your skin tone really beautifully, but without giving you too much coverage. Like, I am not a full coverage kind of gal. It's not what I enjoy. But if I do have a bit of a spot or something on my skin, I want it to completely disappear. So I always kind of have this, you know, sort of tricky balance. But I find this, you can build up on those areas and then just really sheer out on the rest of your face, and it is beautiful. So yeah, been really enjoying getting back into this. Next up we have a blush, and this is the e.l.f. Putty Blush, and it doesn't actually have it on it, but I think this is the shade Bahamas. I'll have the exact one linked down in the description. But this is one which I bought, and initially it was kind of like, oh, scary colour, but it's the colour that I'm wearing today, and it just shears out into this really beautiful peachy blush, and you can make this as sheer or as full, like full pigmented as you like, which I really, really enjoy. But I just really love the way this looks. It looks really natural on the skin. If you want to just give yourself that little bit of colour, particularly, you know, if you just put some more kind of foundation-y products on and you're like, now I just, you know, I'm one colour and I've got no dimension. Putting a tiny bit of this on just gives you that little flush, but it doesn't look like you have any product on your skin. So this is really, really beautiful. The only thing I will say is that if I don't use a setting spray, this doesn't last very long. But if I use a setting spray, it lasts all day. Just a word of warning, this isn't the most long-lasting of products, but it does look beautiful on the skin. Okay, so speaking of setting sprays, we have a favourite and a fail. Now, my favourite is the Morphe Continuous Setting Mist, and this is the Sweet Peach version, which was a special edition that they did, and I mean, it smells incredible. But this is like an aerosol kind of dispenser, and it is amazing. It's so fun. I don't know why all setting sprays aren't in this kind of a dispenser. Like, I honestly don't understand why, because it makes so much sense, and this just sets your makeup, absolutely locks it in place. When I use this, none of my makeup's going anywhere, and this is the one I've used when I say the putty blush has lasted all day. It's when I've been using this, and I really enjoy it. I like having the smaller size because it fits in my bag. I just reapply it during the day if I want to, because it's really cooling. You don't need to reapply it. I just do because I enjoy it. So I will absolutely be repurchasing this when this runs out. But like I say, I've been using this a lot, and there's still a fair amount in here, so it lasts you a good long while. And yeah, well done, Morphe. This next one is a bit of a it's a fail, but it could be so good, and it is by my beloved Lacura at Aldi, and this is their Make It Matte Spray Mattifying Makeup Setting Spray. I love the packaging for this. It feels really sturdy. It feels quite expensive actually, and the product inside is fantastic. Okay, it really mattifies and it's brilliant. It works wonderfully. Your makeup lasts all day. It's great. My issue is with this is that the dispenser is the worst I have ever used with a setting spray. Because this is a mattifying setting spray, it's got kind of almost powder particles in it, and this just like blobs it all over your face. It's really aggressive, so you're like, whoa, and then you get these little like white dots of the powder like on your face, which is obviously not what you want. And it's so frustrating because I have kind of sprayed this onto my hands and then like dabbed it on, and then it worked really, really well. But I don't want to have to be doing that with a setting spray. Like, it's messy and it's just, you know, kind of got everywhere. So I'm going to desperately try and find a really light, you know, beautifully spritzing bottle, probably a different setting spray, and then just transfer this into that, because the actual product is great, but the dispenser is awful. So Lacura, why who tested this and who said it was okay? But also, you know, again, why put it in aerosol? Like, that would make so much more sense. So yes, gorgeous product, love the look of the packaging, but the actual spritzer itself is terrifying. Okay, so to finish off, we have a favourite and a fail. So I'll do the fail first, because then we can end on a good note. But this is the Revolution False Lash Mink Effect Mascara. Now, I did try this out on my channel a few months ago, and I have been, it's just sat on my little makeup, you know, area, desky thing, and every time I look at it and I go, I really need to like try you again and give you another chance, because I really, really like the majority of Revolution's, you know, makeup. I think for the price it is amazing what they do. But this is awful. This is one of the worst mascaras I've ever used, and I'm not normally this harsh about things. Like, you know me. I like to find the positives and things, but this is just awful. I mean, false lash mink effect. That is a big claim, and this just does nothing. I mean, it coats your lashes in black pigment. Okay, so actually, forgive me, you do one thing, but it smudges everywhere, and also it stings your eyes when it smudges, which obviously makes your eyes water, which makes it smudge more. So it's just a hot mess. I've used this a fair few times. I've forced myself to use it, and just every time it's been horrendous. So yeah, no, I can say nothing positive about this. But to finish on a very positive note indeed, this is the Collection Glam Crystals Liquid Eyeshadow. Now, I first bought this when I saw my friend Billy wearing it, and we were at a hen do, and I just couldn't stop staring at her eyes. I was like, your eyeshadow is beautiful, because this is, it's a very sheer kind of sparkle, and but it is the most beautiful level of sparkly. It's like very much like sparkly, but it isn't like, whoa, glitter. And because it's in kind of, you know, a base, it stays exactly where you put it. And I actually wore this again for a few weddings that I've done over the summer, and every time I've worn it, I've gotten a compliment on it, or just somebody said, you look really nice today, like, what's going on? I'll just be like, sparkly eyeshadow. My favourite way to wear this is to put down just a very, very light wash of colour, just an eyeshadow that's one shade darker than your skin, and then just put that on the lid, and then dab this again all over the lid, a little bit up into the brow bone area, and then lashings of mascara, and then a really fresh complexion kind of a makeup look. And these just look beautiful. They look beautiful in photos, and just like I say, it's quite natural glitter, but because of the shade of it, it's that kind of very, very light gold, kind of champagne-y gold. It's so flattering. Like I said, my friend and I have very different skin tones. She's like really, really like beautiful, really pale skin, and obviously I'm more kind of olivey toned skin, and it works for both of us. So yeah, really universal, ridiculously affordable, and I may have to look into other ones of these. Oh, this is the shade Aura 1, by the way, but I will have it linked down below, so you can find it easily. And that's everything. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Like I said, I always love making these videos because they make me really excited for the makeup that I've been using, and a lot of the times, like, this is not, you know, a new favourite. You know, I've been using this for months. You've probably seen it before, but it's still a favourite. I did hold off on showing just all of the hair products that I still use, because I'm using all the same ones that I was using last favourites video. They're still going strong. Really hope you have enjoyed this video. Please do give it a like, subscribe to my channel if you have. I'm really, really just loving making content for this channel at the moment. It's genuinely a real joy. I cannot tell you how much I was just in a kind of cannot be bothered to do anything mood today, but this has properly cheered me up, and I might even go to the gym now because of it. So editing Heather will let you know whether I actually did or not, but I have really, really enjoyed making this video today. So yes, I will see you guys in the next one. Have a wonderful, wonderful week. I will see you very, very soon. Bye.